Hello, everybody. We are live here at Toilets and Titles New Jersey headquarters office, not headquarters, but the office in northern New Jersey for Toilets and Titles, aka my house. We are going to be covering rounds 2 and 3 tonight, or at least most of it. We'll see if I'm going to go the entire draft tonight, streaming it. But sorry I couldn't be here sooner. I was actually on a Giants content program. I was a guest over there at New York Giants Rush to talk about the first round yesterday. We're all excited as Giants fans, but I'm not here to talk about the Giants, even though they just picked. I'll get into that a little bit. I'm here to talk about the entire draft. All the picks are going up. I just see the Cleveland Browns traded their pick. All right, they traded the pick to the Texans, so I think the Texans are pretty much picking. Hey, Chris's videos, how's it going, buddy? Chris's videos is here. He's in the house. All right, Chris, good to see you, man. But let's do a quick recap. First of all, round one yesterday was awesome. That was phenomenal. It was amazing to see actually NFL teams not overvaluing the quarterbacks that we've seen. Chris's video says the Bears got, and Chris's videos is a big time Bears fan. I forgot who'd you guys get because I've been on Chris. I was on another show. I was a guest on another show for a little while. Let me see who Chicago got. Oh, they got Kyler Gordon. I like Kyler Gordon. Chris's videos, nice job. I like Kyler Gordon a lot. I was hoping with the Giants, they kept trading back. I really wanted the Giants to get Andrew Booth Jr. Out of Clemson, and he went one. The Giants traded back twice in this round. I think originally from 36 to 38, and then they traded back again to 43. And I think they got an extra fourth round pick and an extra fifth round pick along the way. But I really, really wanted Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback out of Clemson, and he went one pick ahead of the Giants. The Vikings, who also needed big time secondary help, good pick by the Vikings. Minnesota, good job. You got yourselves Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson, very good cornerback. This guy plays press man, so you can put him up one-on-one on receivers. That's the type of defense the Giants want to run. But he went one pick ahead to the Vikings. Great pickup by the Vikings. My Giants did get Wendell Robinson out of Kentucky, who I'm very excited about. Listen, this guy is very small, but this guy, when you get him in open space, this guy takes off. Watch out. He's an exciting player, which I am surprised they took a wide receiver here in the second round. I've been advocating that the Giants uh, take a wide receiver somewhere in this draft because their wide receivers are always banged up. They could easily be moving on next year from like all four of their wide receivers, including Kadarius Toney, depending upon how Kadarius Toney takes football seriously this year. We'll see. But I didn't expect him in the second round. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants trade back up into the second round, given the plethora of picks they have now. But I'm not complaining about Wendell Robinson. I think the goal in the draft is yes, you need to fill needs, but you also need to get talent. And Wendell Robinson is a talent. I know Coach Sheps really loved this guy a lot. I like him a lot too. Maybe not as much as Coach, but I really like him a lot. You need talent. This is a talented player. Let's see. So let's recap a little bit of the. If there's anyone in the chat, I'll get into you a little bit. I'm just on NFL.com right now. The Houston pick is in. Goodell's marching to. He is going to the podium. He's announcing the pick. As of right now, let's see. Logan Hall went first. First pick in the second round to Tampa Bay. John Mechie the third to Houston. Wow, great pick. John Mechie, that guy is. If he didn't have his knee injury, I think he would have wound up originally being a pick somewhere in the mid 20s. But he had the knee injury, just like Jameson Williams, who wound up going very high in the draft. But Mechie, I love this guy. He's going to be phenomenal. Houston is doing a really, really nice job here, rebuilding their team. I love it. I love it. But let's do a quick recap of each of these picks in the second round. Let me go through it. Starting off with Logan Hall, defensive end. I think he's more of a defensive tackle, but he's flexible. You can put him anywhere on the line. But I'm telling you, this guy on the interior is going to be an absolute monster. Logan Hall out of Houston, good pick by Tampa. Christian Watson, they went to the Green Bay Packers. So Nate and Alex are going to be very, very happy with that pick. They got themselves a really talented wide receiver in Christian Watson. And then you had Tennessee got Roger McCreary, talented cornerback out of Auburn. I had heard rumors that my team, the Giants, really wanted McCreary. So it's possible that once McCreary was gone, the Giants were like, okay, let's trade back. But I'm usually an advocate for trading back anyway, especially here early in the second round when you have a ton of needs and there are a ton of good players available. And actually, there were other. I like Tyler Gordon more than McCreary, and I like Andrew Booth Jr. more as well. Andrew Booth Jr. was my top corner left on the board coming into the second round, and behind him was Kyler Gordon and then McCreary. But McCreary's not a joke. He's a good player. The Jets traded up with the Giants to get Brees Hall. Congratulations on the Jets. They're putting together a nice stable of young running backs. Let's see. Next pick was Jalen Pitre, Houston. Look at that, Houston. Good pick, Houston. Jalen Pitre, really good safety. I would have taken Brisker. I think Brisker is still available, um, and I would have taken Brisker myself. Um, but they went Pitre and out of Baylor, safety out of Baylor, and then Atlanta went Arnold Ebiketie out of Penn State, edge. This is actually a guy that can also play as an inside linebacker if they want. This guy's got a lot of tools, a lot of talent, a lot of potential. And Arnold Ebiketie out of Penn State. And if you've listened to me in my draft videos, I'm a big fan of Penn State talent. Um, let's see, and I'm trying to get to. Jeez. Okay. So then next was Chicago. Chris's video, Chicago Bears. That took Kyler Gordon, cornerback out of Washington. Great pick. Really nice addition to the secondary. Seattle went Boye Mafe out of Minnesota. That was a guy who rose up the board substantially throughout the course of the past few months, especially at Senior Bowl. He performed really well. Boye Mafe took the GMs and head coaches really put them on notice as to who he was. He skyrocketed up the boards, and he is fair value early here in the second round. Boye Mafe went to Seattle, and then Seattle had back-to-back picks. They went with Kenneth Walker, running back out of Michigan. I actually like Walker a little more than Brees Hall, and I actually like Isaiah Spiller a lot too. I'm not. I think the Jets did very well in getting Brees Hall, but you know what? Um, They did a very good job in getting Brees Hall, no complaints at all. I liked Walker a little more, so Seattle did a really good job back to back. Boye Mafe and Kenneth Walker. Minnesota, Andrew Booth Jr. They got him, the cornerback I really wanted, who I felt like was the best cornerback left on the board coming into the second round. Minnesota picked him up. Good pick by them because they needed to really add to that secondary, and they did it. So great job, great job. And then Giants, my Giants took Wendell Robinson, wide receiver out of Kentucky. I would have went a different route. I probably would have went defensive tackle, maybe Jones out of Connecticut or Brisker out of Penn State, the safety out of Penn State. But no complaints about Wendell Robinson. I like him a lot. David Jabo, Baltimore Ravens. Wow, good job by the Ravens. Good job by the Ravens. Houston Texans took John Mechie, which is, I think, a great value in the middle of the second round. For Houston, they're doing a great job of rebuilding that team. And David Ajabo goes to Baltimore. Baltimore, as usual, is having a kick-ass draft. Baltimore got the best safety in the draft last night in Kyle Hamilton, an absolute steal at 14, I think it was. They got him at 14. Yeah, you could talk about Daxton Hill. He's up there with Kyle Hamilton. Me, myself, I'm taking Kyle Hamilton. They got the best safety in the draft, and they got the best center by far, at least on paper, in the draft in Tyler Linderbaum at pick 23. And now they just took David Ajabo. If this guy, assuming his medicals are fine, that he's on pace, because he tore up his knee in the offseason just like 2 months ago. It might have been at the Senior Bowl. I don't remember, but he tore up his knee, so you're probably not going to see him this year or not much this year. That's okay. Second round pick, David Ajabo. This guy had Ravens written all over him. What a great pick. Second round, you absolutely have to jump on all over that. All over that. I would have been happy. I would not have minded if my Giants took him instead of Wendell Robinson, even though they drafted Thibodeau yesterday and they drafted Ojolari last year. I wanted a real nice stable of promising young edge rushers. I would have been happy with the job if the Giants took him, but you know what? He goes to Baltimore. He's got Baltimore written all over him anyway. That's a great pick. The Lions pick is in. Man, what a draft. It's going pretty fast. Chris's videos, Frankenstein League. You know what? All right, brace yourself, Chris. You know what? We're gonna actually have to we're gonna have to rescind it. Some of us hadn't thought things through quickly enough. Given that you're young, it's a gambling league, and we were gonna have you coming for free. You weren't gonna have to spend any money or anything like that. Um, if you wound up winning, then you would have won money. But you know what? Just given that you're young, we actually have to rescind the invitation. I did invite you based on someone telling me that, hey, they reminded me. They said when Chris comes on, don't forget to invite him to be part of Frankenstein. And then afterwards, I was thinking about it. I don't know. I think he's a little too young for this. Not that you would have been putting your money in. You would have been in there for free. But we can't really encourage gambling. Some of us, including myself, hadn't thought of that. So I apologize. I apologize. So Chris, but what we're going to do is we're in the process of getting new T-shirts made up, 12 titles T-shirts, and I think hats as well. And we're gonna wind up sending you a free shirt. So I do apologize about Frankenstein, but I'll tell you what, in a few years, when you turn 18 years old, you can be in Frankenstein. I do apologize about the mix up there, but we're gonna send you a consolation prize. We're gonna send you a Toilets and Titles T-shirt, and I really apologize about the mix up. Um, let's see. Don't take it too hard. Don't take it too hard, Chris. I apologize. But like I said, there is money involved. We hadn't thought, some of us, including myself, hadn't thought it through clearly. And after I sent out the invite later on, one of the other team members here were like, hey, are you crazy? He's young, he's a kid, and, we can't be, encouraging gambling. So I just hadn't thought about it. I apologize. You're just a great contributor to the show. And I and some others were just really excited to, just have you participate, but we hadn't thought it through clearly. So I do want to apologize, but you are going to get a free Toilets to Titles T-shirt, and you'll probably even get one before me. I'm still waiting for one, So man, I've been waiting for that for almost a year now. But anyway, let's see what we got. All right, so look at that, Detroit, Joshua Pascal, defensive end out of Kentucky. This is a name that I have to say I've been doing so much research into the draft. Over the past few months, all these players, and this is a name I really was not familiar with, and this name completely blindsided me over the past 3 days. Joshua Pascal out of Kentucky, defensive end. This is a guy whose name must have risen up the boards considerably over the past few weeks. His name completely blindsided me out of the just like over the past 3 days. I really don't know much about him, but I'll tell you, Kentucky is really providing every year now. They're providing more and more quality prospects to the NFL. Kentucky is becoming a very a very good college product, a very good college program for top end NFL talent. Um, let's see. So I'm up to speed here. I caught up. Detroit, they made the most recent pick. You still have Nicole B Dean out there. Now Nicole B Dean is a really promising linebacker. He apparently tore his pectoral, I think it was, just recently, just like sometime over the past few days. And so that was a guy who easily could have went in the first round, definitely a second round pick. But it looks like he's probably going to fall. I wonder if he may go like in the back end of the second round, just given that eventually he is going to heal up and he will be playing football. So, he'd be a good steal late in the second round. N'Kobe Dean. You got Brisker, the safety out of Penn State, who's still available. Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland, is out there. This is a guy. He doesn't have the name recognition of Brisker or Kyle Hamilton or Daxton Hill or Jalen Pitre. Nick Cross I think, is going to be a top quality, like a top 10 safety in the NFL in probably a year or two. I think Nick Cross is going to be an awesome. He's kind of like a Kyle Hamilton light in that he's like a center fielder. This is a guy that covers the entire field basically. This guy is a madman. He's all over the place. Really high football IQ. I love Nick Cross. If the Giants do trade up, if the Giants do trade up into the second round again, which I think they might, and they're going for a safety, I wouldn't complain if they actually, as much as I love Brisker and I like Penn State talent, I would not complain if they took Nick Cross over Brisker. Nick Cross is going to be a really good safety in the NFL for a long time. So, all right, guys. So, well, listen, I'm just warning you throughout the show. Right now, I'm the only one on the show. I don't know if anyone else had told us the title's plans on coming on. So I am going to take a break here and there where you're going to have a blank screen. It's just me. I don't plan on sitting here by myself like the entire time. I will take a break to go get something to drink or just to walk away for a minute or two once in a while. So if there's just if you're just looking at my window or the corner of my walls, what can I say? But I'm a one man show right now, so but it's all right. I love talking football. That's okay. I'd rather talk to the screen than talk to this wall. My wife always says I'm happy to talk to a wall, which is true. I don't stop talking. But what a first round yesterday, huh? Only one quarterback goes, and he went number 20 in Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh. I just heard before, and it's not a surprise that hadn't happened, where I think a quarterback hadn't gone like before the 20th pick since 1997 or something like that. And I heard the quarterback's name. I don't ever remember that name before in my life. Washington's on the board. They're making the pick right now. The Washington Commanders. Let's see. I can't believe Malik Willis is still out there. Fedarian Mathis, defensive tackle. Washington continues to build their defensive line. They continuously add to that already impressive defensive line. They took Fedarian Mathis. Really good, fair value here in the middle of the second round for Washington. Good for them. Uh, Washington does a really good job of restocking their D line. They've been doing it for a long time. Kind of like the same thing, the flip side of Dallas, who Dallas is always really good at restocking their offensive line. I know a lot of people probably saw Tyler Smith as a reach for the Cowboys. I think at 24 yesterday it was the offensive tackle out of Tulsa, and I'd say it's a reach too. I'd say reach, but the guy has serious potential. He has a serious, very high ceiling. Tyler Smith, who went to the Cowboys, and if there's one team that is very good at identifying and then developing offensive linemen, it is the Dallas Cowboys. They've proven that for like the past 15 years now. And so anyone who's mocking the Cowboys for Tyler Smith, I'd hold off on the mocking for a few years to see how he turns out because Dallas is really good at identifying offensive linemen to draft and then developing them. So Tyler Smith could wind up being a really, really, really good offensive tackle for the Cowboys. So they took him, I think, at 24, if I recall correctly. All right, so Fedarian Mathis, Washington restocking their D line. That guy's a monster. Fedarian Mathis, defensive tackle out of Alabama. The guy's an absolute monster. Chris's videos, your Chicago Bears are up, baby. Their Chicago Bears are up. Let's see, who can they use, Chris? If you're still in the chat, buddy, who can the Bears use right now? They just got a really the pick is in already. The Bears they got a really good. I wonder if they could use a tight end. Trey McBride would be a really good pick right now. You know what? I'm surprised that Mel Kiper's got Isaiah Spiller as the fourth best available running back. I'm surprised about that. He's got James Cook as the next one available. I like James Cook a lot, but I don't think he's second. I don't think he's a second round pick. George Pickens is out there. George Pickens is out there. Chris's videos. Trey McBride. This is totally fair value. Fair spot to take Trey McBride if they want. Let's see. Let's see. They took Kyler Gordon. Nice pick at 39. Nice pick at 39. Let's see. Chris's videos. If you're still in the chat, who would you like with this pick? Some good linebackers out there too. Ooh, Leo Chanel. Leo Chanel is probably my favorite linebacker who's still available. But you also have Pickens. You got Brandon Smith out of Penn State. Not Pickens. I'm sorry. Nicole B Dean. Nicole B Dean. If they want to give him time to heal, but they could use a receiver. George Pickens is out there. Jaquan Brisker. Nice pick. Hey, Chris's videos. Bears are doing a really nice job of rebuilding that secondary. I like Jaquan Brisker a lot. This guy's a thumper. He's a really talented all around safety. Nice pick. And he's out of Penn State. I like Penn State. Good job. Good job by the Bears. Good job by the Bears. Let's see. All right. All right, Jaquan Brisker. All right, let's see. Nice pick. All right, guys. Let's see. New Orleans is on the clock. They're up next, followed by Kansas City, and then Philadelphia. Philadelphia is so stocked with picks, it's amazing. Their GM has done such a great job. Philadelphia's GM, Howie Roseman, I think his name is, of replenishing this team. He's got a boat. He had a boatload of draft picks last year, if I recall correctly. A boatload this year, a boatload next year for 2023. Philadelphia's doing a great job of restocking their team. Really, hats off to the Eagles. But Chicago, nice job. They didn't have a first round pick, but here they had two second round picks, and they're rebuilding the secondary. Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker. Well done, Chicago Bears. Well done. So, great job. All right, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to walk away for a second. You have all these quarterbacks who are still out there. Malik Willis, I believe, Desmond Ritter, Sam Howell, Matt Corral. Holy cow! Holy cow! What an interesting draft class. Uh, I'm just creating this banner here. That's 2 and 3. Guys, I'm going to step away for a second. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back like in 2 minutes. And we are leaving with New Orleans. New Orleans Saints are going to be up next unless they're trading back. There've been a lot of trade backs. Makes it exciting. Makes it exciting. Let me fill up my iced coffee cup. Let me take a little break. And for you, my millions of viewers out there, I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. All right, and the Saints take Alante Taylor, and I know Nate here at Toss the Titles loved Alante Taylor. So let me change this over here. Rounds 2 and 3. Okay, New Orleans Saints take Alante Taylor. Okay, very impressive. Okay, so Alante Taylor's off the board. You know what? He may have been the best cornerback. He may have been the best cornerback available right now. But okay. What an exciting draft. Something about this draft, you know what? I just love that there's only one quarterback, I think, that's gone so far. That's amazing. Mel Kiper's got best quarterbacks available. Yeah, he's got his Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Desmond Ritter, Sam Howell. Um, I can't believe, I can't believe those quarterbacks are still available. I can't believe quarterback needy teams that needed young guys to groom, uh, didn't take them in the second round. At least not yet. At least not yet. But it is surprising, and I like that we're not seeing teams reach for quarterbacks at all. And they certainly are no reaches for quarterbacks this year. I mean, Kenny Pickett going to Pittsburgh at 20 in the first round last night was not a reach. Malik Willis could have went there too. That wouldn't be a reach, but they needed a quarterback. They took him at number 20. They didn't trade up to get him or anything. I have no problem with that at all. You know, bear with me for 1 second. Let me take care of my dog. I'm a one-man show. Hang on 1 second. And the Chiefs traded back. The Patriots are on the clock. Who are the Patriots are getting? Who are they going to take? I wouldn't be surprised. Did they take us? If they didn't take a safety yesterday, I forgot who they drafted. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going for Nick Cross right here. I would not be surprised. Melvin, what happened? You want Cheerios in here? I know you. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Okay, so pick is in. We're seeing who the pick is. So the Patriots traded up. They could use a wide receiver. They can. You know what? They need to get Mac Jones some more receiving help. George Pickens is out there. I think the guy from Cincinnati, Alec Pierce, is still available. Trey McBride is still out there. Um, you know what? Let me share this. I forgot to share this on Twitter. Hang on 1 second. I forgot to share this on Twitter. Let me see. Just waiting for the Patriots pick to be announced. Sorry, my dog is rolling his treat ball over here. I apologize if you hear that noise. Uh, let's see. Like I said, I'm a one-man show right here right now. Okay, I think I'm just going to keep it to round 2. Oh, Jesus. Hang on 1 second. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so Patriots pick is in. We're just waiting for the pick to be announced. I think I'm just going to do round two because obviously, uh, unfortunately, it seems like not many of my millions of viewers are chiming in. So I'm probably just not just a one man show, but I'm probably just talking to a vacuum right now. So an empty audience. So, but whatever. Like I said, I love talking football, so I'm happy to be here. But I think I'll probably just keep it to round two. So let me change this banner here. Round two. Round two only. And I'll hop off after round two. So, all right, Patriots pick is being announced. Let me get the banner ready for that. Sorry if you hear any noise in the background. It's my dog. I had to give him a treat ball in order to keep him occupied so he doesn't bug me. His name is Melvin, and he's rolling that treat ball all over the place. Okay, the Patriots are. Come on, let's make the announcement, buddy. Let's make the announcement. These are second round picks, not first round picks. Not nearly as well. They are exciting, but let's not take too long. They could use a wide receiver, and there are talented wide receivers. George Pickens, Alec Pierce is still out there, a few others, but I think those are probably my two favorite receivers who are still out there. Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver out of Baylor. Okay, this dude is a burner. However, he's very much a Baylor type receiver in that he's a burner like Baylor always has. But like most Baylor wide receivers, he's not really an accomplished route runner. So I mean, you could teach him, but he's a big body. I think he's like 6'3" and he's fast. So he could be if they could develop him, he could wind up being a really nice um, piece for their arsenal. I myself would have went Alec Pierce or George Pickens. George Pickens, I don't know. He might have a bit of an attitude problem. He seems to get into fights a lot, but he's a really talented wide receiver. But I think I would have taken Pickens or Pierce here. But they went with Tyquan Thornton. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So who is? Oh, the Eagles. Oh, the Eagles pick is in already. Eagles moving fast. Eagles moving fast. Okay, let's share this. I'm going to share this on Twitter. I shared it on Twitter on my account. I need to share it on our Twas and Titles account. All right, guys. Okay, so Eagles are on the board. Pick is in. We're just waiting for the pick. Okay, so Tyquan Thornton. Yeah, I would have taken a few other receivers before I took Tyquan Thornton. Eagles picker, yeah. Eagles pick could be going linebacker. Man, Eagles have done such a great job of restocking this team. And let me tell you, a few years ago, I'm a Giants fan. A few years ago, it looked like the Eagles were, their better players were on the older side, and they were in cap hell. their GM has done a fantastic job of restocking this team with young talent, good talent. And they still have a lot of picks to go in this draft, and they have a boatload of picks next year as well, including 2 first-round picks. Amazing, amazing, great job by the Eagles, I have to say, great job. All right, yeah, we're caught up over here. Let's see. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be back in a second. It's commercial break anyway. I'm back. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Eagles pick is in. You know what? They could be going wide. I'm not wide receiver. They could be going running back here. Oh, I forgot Sky Moore. Sky Moore is still available. Ooh, if I were the Giants, I think I would have taken Sky Moore over Wendell Robinson, actually. Um, Sky Moore is available, and, well, the Patriots, they wanted, I guess, someone tall and fast, and they got him. Sky Moore is fast as well. Wendell Robinson is fast, but they're small, much smaller. They're like, I think Wendell Robinson's like 5'8", might be 5'7". He's really short, but the guy is really shifty fast. Um, but Tyquan Thornton, who went to the Patriots, tall and fast. Okay, the Eagles pick is in. Let's see what we got here. Cameron Jurgens. Ah, Cameron Jurgens, center out of Nebraska. Good pick. They're rebuilding their offensive line. That's a guy I had my eyes on for the Giants. Um, man, these offensive linemen are really going off the board. All right, well, I don't know if the Giants or if another team wants a center. You still have Luke Fortner, Fortner, a center out of Kentucky. And Kentucky, for the past years now, has been producing really good offensive line tackles, really good offensive linemen, and they have uh, like I said earlier, Kentucky is producing more and more really good NFL talent, and so you have Luke Fortner who's still out there as a center, as a quality center out of Kentucky. But Cameron Jurgens out of Nebraska goes to the Eagles. Very impressive. It says the Eagles selections. They had Jordan Davis in the first round. Didn't they have another one as well? Didn't they have another first round pick? Hmm, interesting. Okay. Okay, Steelers pick is in. These picks are rolling in. Chase Claypool, wide receiver for the Steelers, is announcing the pick. Let's see what's going on over here. This is interesting. Now, I'll tell you, some of these offensive linemen that went in the first round and second round, I originally thought they'd be going in like in the third round or fourth round. So I definitely had my own big board that is in my mind is definitely off quite a bit. George Pickens, Steelers. Steelers, congratulations. You got a really good wide receiver in George Pickens, wide receiver out of Georgia. He is probably the best. I think he may have been the best wide receiver entering the second round tonight. Uh, I'd say him and Christian Watson. The thing is that Pickens, there is a question about attitude in terms of I think he's been known to get into a lot of fights, but this guy's a really good wide receiver. And he would have had a really big monster this year, except he was injured for most of the year. and he didn't come back until the end of the year. But he put up big numbers when he did get healthy at the end of the year. This guy is a really good talent, and you know what? I think at the back end of the second round, where are we? What pick are we up to right now? I guess we're in the middle of the second round. That's really good value. George Pickens is really good value. So Pittsburgh doing their thing, what they've always been known for, finding good value at wide receiver in the second round. Um, so really, really good. Steelers just keep it up again. Very good job by the Steelers. Colts pick is in. All right. This is awesome. The picks are flying off the board. I love it. The Indianapolis Colts pick is in. This is the 22nd pick in the second round. And again, I'm just going to go through the second round and call it a night because my throat is getting dry. Oh, Alec Pierce. All right. Colts, Alec Pierce. Congratulations, Colts. You needed another wide receiver besides Pittman. Some of these other guys I've heard names bandied about by Colts fans. From the outside, I don't think they're impressive at all. Pittman's really good, but now you got another guy who you needed. So good job. Good job. Let's see. Let me change this banner here. I like it. I like it. This is a guy I would not have been upset if the Giants took him over Wendell Robinson. I like him a lot. All right, they're saying NFL comparison, Jordy Nelson. Darn, darn. I like Alec Pierce out of Cincinnati. Very good job. Give me 1 second. My dog is bugging me again. Hang on 1 second. I didn't realize he was that tall, Alec Pierce. 6'3", 211 pounds. His 40 time was 4.41. Darn, that is impressive. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Man, that's the guy. I'd rather have him, honestly, than Wendell Robinson. I'd rather have Alec Pierce. That's a really good pick. Okay, I am back. So Alec Pierce to the Colts. Justin Stevens and Uncle Steve Evans. If you're out there, congratulations. You got yourself, I think, a hell of a wide receiver in Alec Pierce. Uh, and you know what? I mean, for my favorite wide receivers who were coming into the second round, my favorite wide receivers who were available, I had Christian Watson, George Pickens, and Alec Pierce all together on the same level. Those are my three top receivers coming into the second round who are still available. And take your pick. I love Alec Pierce. I think that's a really good pick. Colts, you did really, really well. Um, and I have to say, as a Giants fan, I like Wendell Robinson, but I would have taken. I don't know about Pickens as much as I like his talent. Uh, I don't like a headache of a player, and he's got the potential to be a big headache. But so I probably would have went. Watson wasn't available. I probably would have taken Pierce over Wendell Robinson. Uh, Bernard Raymond, offensive tackle out of Central Michigan, still out there. Dylan Parham, I believe he's a guard out of Kentucky. He's available. He's definitely worthy of being a second round pick. Bernard Raymond had often been mocked as going in the back end of the first round. He's a tackle out of Western Michigan, I believe. So getting a guy like that in the back half of the second round would be really good value for any team. And man, when are these quarterbacks going to go? I don't think any quarterbacks have gone in the second round. I still see Nick Cross out there. I like Nick Cross. I still think my Giants are going to trade back into the second round and get someone. Um, I'm kind of hoping for Nick Cross or maybe Leo Chanel, who's a really good linebacker. You also have Chad Mumma's also out there too, out of Wyoming. I'm not as high on Mumma as a lot of other people have been. I definitely like Nicole. I'd rather have Nicole B Dean and give him time to repair his torn pec However long that takes, I'd rather roll the dice on Nicole B Dean than take Mumma, and I would definitely take Leo Chanel over Chad Mumma as well. I like Mumma, and I do think he's worthy of going in the back end of the second round. I do think he's worthy of that, but with Leo Chanel available and Nakobe Dean available, even an injured Nakobe Dean, I would take those two guys out ahead of Mumma. I might even take Brandon Smith out of Penn State ahead of Mumma, to be honest with you. Um, let's see. There's a lot of good talent out there, man. A lot of good talent, really good talent out there. So yeah, Trey McBride is still out there, probably the number one tight end in this class as a receiving threat. He's still out there. Abraham Lucas is out there, offensive tackle. Travis Jones, defensive tackle out of UConn. Um, I remember hearing the Giants associated with him at the pick 36. I didn't want him at pick 36. Uh, you're talking about Travis Jones going at this point in the second round. I think that's fair. Okay, Kansas City Chiefs pick is in. I'm going to change this banner over here. Let's see. The Chiefs are in. Let's see. Who could they be getting? Oh, you know what? Can you imagine if they got Trey McBride to go along with Travis Kelsey? That would be interesting. They got some interest. They do need wide receiver help, and Sky Moore, nice, nice. Yep, nice, nice. Sky Moore to the Kansas City Chiefs to help make up for that big void that Tyreek Hill left when they traded him to Miami. Nice, nice. Sky Moore out of Western Michigan. Nice. And his teammate, I believe he's out of Western Michigan, Bernhard Raymond is still out there. And Bernhard Raymond is actually it's actually Bernhard Raymond. He's actually from Austria, but I think he's also Western Michigan, just like Sky Moore. All right, Sky Moore, man. Nice pick by Kansas City. Nice pick. This dude's fast. He's very similar to Wendell Robinson, actually. He's kind of on the small side, but you get this guy. If you don't get this guy covered up to begin with, you're gonna have a hard time catching up to him because he's shifty fast. Sky Moore is really good. Nice pick. All right, nice pick. Cardinal Cardinals are up. Okay, the Cardinals are up. Let's see. Arizona Cardinals are up. Let's see what do we got over here. Well, they're certainly not taking quarterback. I wonder if they need offensive line help. Yeah, Bernard Raymond's out there. Who's the guard I just mentioned before? All right, so this is going to change. Cardinals. Trey McBride. Oh man, nice pick. Nice pick, Cardinals. All right, man. I have to say, if I was the Giants, I would have went a different route. I would not have went Wendell Robinson in the second round. I think there were too many other good options at wide receiver, whether it's Alec Pierce, Alec Pierce, a wide receiver, Trey McBride, a tight end, because they do need to tight end. The Giants have two just another guy tight ends that they signed as inexpensive free agents this year. They no longer have Evan Engram. They don't have like a real receiving threat. I've heard their name linked with Dulcich, Greg Dulcich, who I like a lot out of UCLA. Um, but McBride would have been fair value for the Giants at pick. I think it was pick 43, I believe. Totally fair value. The Cardinals, man, they keep adding really nice weapons. I loved Rondale Moore last year. He didn't have a great rookie season. I didn't think it was horrible, but I did expect more from Rondale Moore. I did expect more from Rondale Moore, but still, they've got DeAndre Hopkins, Rondale Moore, Trey McBride. Really nice, man. Nice addition. These weapons they keep adding. They let Christian Kirk go, which is fine. I was shocked that Miami signed Christian Kirk of all people to the contract they gave him. I just don't get it. at all. I don't. No, it wasn't Miami. I'm sorry. It was Jacksonville. Jacksonville. I don't know what they're thinking. That was horrible. That was stupid. Um, and listen, I know he's not a wide receiver. He's a tight end, but I think I think this guy's got a really good. I think Trey McBride's gonna have a better career than Christian Kirk. He's gonna be a bigger receiving threat than Christian Kirk ever wound up being. Um, really nice pick by the Cardinals. Really good talent, man. Dallas Cowboys pick is in. Let's see. Dallas yesterday took the offensive tackle. I don't think they've had any other picks since then. They could go wide receiver since they traded. Ooh, they could go wide receiver. Calvin Austin's out there. Jalen Tolbert is out there. Um, Khalil Shakir. I don't like Khalil Shakir or Venice Jones in the second round. I think the second round is too high for those guys. But they could go. You know what? They could go Dulcich. They could go Dulcich. They do need a weapon. They do need another weapon. They lost a tight end. I forgot which one, and they lost. They traded Amari Cooper. Sam Williams, linebacker, Ole Miss. Sam Williams is actually more of an edge. It's funny that they have him listed as linebacker. Sam Williams is versatile. Good pick. Good pick for the Cowboys. That's interesting. That's interesting. Very interesting. So Cowboys take Sam Williams. I'm not a big Sam Williams guy myself, but this guy is versatile. He's out of Ole Miss. Uh, they're showing it. They have him listed as linebacker. I'm putting him as an edge because I think he's versatile. You can play him on the outside and you can play him on the inside, and he's got the ability to get to the quarterback. Excuse me. I'm listing him as I'll say edge slash linebacker. Sam Williams. Um, this guy has a very high ceiling. So this, you know what? Like I said, I'm not crazy about him myself, but Buffalo Bills trade their pick to the Buccaneers. But Sam Williams, it is fair value in the middle of the second round. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That is a good pick, especially with a lot of all the edges that are off the board already. Sam Williams has serious upside, Cowboys fans. Um, So I think it was a good move. I think it was a good move. And honestly, at this point, they do need another wide receiver. The wide receivers that I'm seeing left on the board, I don't think there's a second round wide receivers. I'm not taking I'm not taking Khalil Shakir in the second round. I'm not doing that. There was another one I saw too. I'd rather go Dulcich at this point. If I'm going to go for a receiving weapon, I'd rather go Dulcich. I'm not into Khalil Shakir, not in the second round. There was another guy they showed too. I forgot who it was. He's not a second round talent, in my opinion. All those quarterbacks still available. Some promising running backs out there, but Mel Kiper's got James Cook as the best running back left, well ahead of Isaiah Spiller. That's shocking to me. Uh, I'm not taking I'm not taking any of those running backs in the second round except for maybe Spiller. I take Spiller in the second round. Um, I'm not taking Cook or Pierce in the second round. Yeah, they've got I said Venus Jones. I meant Velus Jones. Velus Jones is considered one of the best available wide receivers. He is not a second round player in my opinion. There were some really good tight ends out there. You still have Dulcich, Isaiah Likely, Jeremy Ruckert, who's one of my favorite tight ends in this draft. He's out there. I don't think he's a second round talent though. I think he's more like third round. And I have Ferguson a lot. I like Ferguson a lot out of Wisconsin. He's he's like one of the better blocking tight ends in this draft. Uh, I do hope my Giants do go for tight end, but not second round and probably not third round. I'd probably go fourth round tight end. I think there's some good sleepers out there. Um, Man, they really need help in the secondary, the Giants. Um, Whether it's cornerback or safety, they need some help. And there's some good linebackers out there. Damn, I really want Leo Chanel in my Giants. I really want Leo Chanel or Nicole B Dean. Get Nicole B Dean. I don't care that he's injured. Just let him heal up and eventually. Justin Stevens. Hey, Justin, congratulations, man. You got an awesome, awesome wide receiver in Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is the guy. I was happy, Justin. I was happy that the with Wendell Robinson on my Giants, I would have preferred Alec Pierce. Congratulations, you got your bookend wide receiver to go along with Justin Pittman. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, Justin. You should be happy, Justin. That was a really good pick, man. I like it a lot. Okay, so we got the. I don't have my banner going on here. All right. So again, I think the last pick was Cowboys took Sam Williams. Tampa Bay, the pick is in. Let's see. Yeah, you should be, man. Joe wants all the players. That's well, yeah, I do. I do. I love my trade picks. I like to scoop up as many young players as possible. Justin Stevens is our in-house Colts fan here at Toyota Titles, and we've got our connection. I'm a Giants fan. We've got that Manning connection. So in a few years, we're probably going to be duking out for Archie Manning, for Arch Manning, I should say. I should say. Probably like in 5 years, our two organizations. But right now, we have our Manning connection. Justin Stevens is happy. Justin's happy with the Alec Pierce wide receiver out of Cincinnati pick. Um, Luke Gadecki out of Central Michigan, offensive tackle. Interesting. Not a guy I had rated as a second round player, but I think Buccaneers know what they're doing. Um, okay. Yeah, Justin, you should be, man. You should be very happy. Alec Pierce, dude's like 6'3", 211 pounds, good hands, and he's a bearcat. He's a bearcat. I still don't think there's such a thing as a bearcat, but I do believe in an Alec Pierce. I'll say that. So, oh man, good pick, guys. Good pick. All right, so let me change this banner over here. Let's see what we got over here. All right, I got to change this. So, Luke Gadecki. Luke Gadecki. Buccaneers. Luke Gadecki. I hope I spelled it correctly. You could probably hear Melvin in the background, barking at bunnies in the backyard or something. Is it Gadecki? Did I get? Yeah. Okay, Central Michigan. All these offensive linemen from these small Michigan schools. So funny. All right, Luke Gadecki. Um, I'm meh. I have to say on that pick. That's like only the second pick this round, and the second round where I've been like meh. To be honest, with you, Luke Gadecki, offensive tackle out of Central Michigan. All right, all right. We've got so many good players still available. You still have a slew of quarterbacks out there. Holy cow, man. I guess you know what? I like it. I think it's interesting. I think that GM's decided, hey, if we're not taking these guys in the first round, we're not taking them at all. So I'm totally down with that because I'm, for so long, I got a long time ago, I got sick and tired of seeing GMs panicking and reaching for mediocre quarterbacks, hoping that they can develop them, that they've got the magic touch to develop these guys. And man, I was so unimpressed. I think like most people coming into this draft class with these quarterbacks, that they're not first round talent. They're not. I would have understood if there were plenty of quarterback needy teams that they felt like, hey, I'm not trading up. I'm only going to use this one first round pick on taking a quarterback. I would have understood if Malik Willis and Matt Corral and Desmond Ritter and even Carson Strong, Sam Howell. I would have understood if quarterback needy teams only used one first round pick this year on taking a quarterback, kind of like taking a flyer. And if they didn't like him after this year, then draft another quarterback next year. I would have understood that. I would have gotten that. I would have understood it. But I kind of like that they didn't do that. How interesting is this? I believe we only have one quarterback that's been taken off the board so far. All right, ESPN with a toggling to some. What happened to the draft? NBA basketball. Nothing against basketball. I'm not into basketball, but this is the draft we're talking about. What's going on? All right, so I got to try and find the draft. Basketball. Get out of here. We're like in the middle of our football Christmas and they're putting basketball on. All right, here we go. Troy Anderson. Oh, Really good linebacker. Wow, this guy. Wow, wow. All right, Troy Anderson. Interesting. This guy had already been known to be a really, really good run stuffing linebacker out of Montana State. He kicked ass at the Senior Bowl. They played him. They wanted to see how he'd do in coverage, and he was fantastic. The Falcons, good for you. Good for you, Atlanta Falcons. Troy Anderson skyrocketed up the boards due to the Senior Bowl. He was probably originally seen as like a fourth or fifth round pick, just based on his ability to stuff the run. Really, really good high octane player. And Atlanta, man, look at that. Good job. Drake London, Arnold Ebiketie out of Penn State, the edge rusher, and Troy Anderson. Nice. Troy Anderson, nice. I still want Leo Chanel more over Troy Anderson, but that dude skyrocketed up the board. Apparently, coaches and GMs were really impressed with his ability to also play in coverage. I mean, you're not seeing it all that much in Senior Bowl week, but apparently he really like aced that test, and he skyrocketed up the boards. Okay, pick is in for Minnesota Vikings. I got to change the banner here. Let's see. I got to multitask. Got to do a better job. Atlanta Falcons. All right. Falcons. Well, I missed the Falcons banner, so I'll just go with the Vikings pick is in. These picks are flying off the board. I love it. Thank God. Ed Ingram, guard out of LSU. Impressive. Solid pick in the second round. Okay, offensive guard, Ed Ingram for the Vikings. We do have an in-house Vikings fan. We've got Ben, who's part of our Down Under team down in Australia. He should be awake because they're 14 hours ahead. It's probably 11 o'clock Sunday morning. I'm sorry, Saturday morning right now. Ben, congratulations. You just got a pretty solid guard prospect out of LSU and Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram, excuse me. Justin says they are tanking for next year's quarterback. The Colts he's referring to, I assume. All right. Justin, that's fine as long as they don't tank in like 4 or 5 years for Arch Manning, because Arch Manning has to be available for the Giants in 4 or 5 years. All right. Okay. After we win a Super Bowl next year. All right. After the Giants win a Super Bowl in 2023, the 2023 season, after that we can stink and we can tank for Arch Manning. So you guys tank for next year's quarterbacks. We're going to tank for Arch Manning. Oh, Justin says no. Maybe I got it wrong. All the teams that need a quarterback that are passing on a quarterback are thinking for next year's class. Oh, you weren't talking about the Colts. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. But Justin, my point that I made repeatedly is that there's only so many of these really good young quarterbacks who are supposedly going to come out of next year's draft. So you know, what are they all? Are they going to be all trading like 3 and 4th round, first round picks to get these guys? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you, man. They're tanking. I hear you. Um, for next year's quarterback class. You know what? I don't have a problem. Like I said, I think there's nothing wrong with taking, if you're not trading up any assets and one of those quarterbacks fell to you in the first round, anywhere in the first round, or even in the second round, and that's perfect. You wanted to take, if someone wanted to take Malik Willis or Matt Corral, totally makes sense, especially in the second round. You're not married to these guys. You're not married to them. You can see how they do, and who knows? Maybe they have like they do great this year. They come along, you insert them at the end of the year, like a Matt Corral or a Willis. They look great, and then next year you're like, oh, I don't have to draft a quarterback. But even next year, it's supposed to be a good, strong quarterback class. If they all come out like expected, there's only going to be so many of them available. You know, Justin says true. I know because I'm a genius, Justin. I'm a genius. On the in-house, we have an in-house Colts fan and an in-house Vikings fan. I'm the in-house genius. Yes. All right. All right. All right. All right. What do we got over here? I keep forgetting to do my banners. So the Vikings got Ed Ingram. All right, the Bengals pick is in. Look at this. We're flying through it. I love it because my voice is getting hoarse. So this is great. Justin says, true, at this point, anyone can take Willis, even as a backup. Heck, the Colts could take Willis. The Colts could take Willis. Um, Giants could take Willis. Shit, whoever. Man, second round pick, whatever. You roll the dice. It's not even a big roll of the dice. Matt Corral, Desmond Ritter, Sam Howell, Carson Strong. Man, I originally thought Bailey Zappi might be like a nice steal like in the fourth round. This guy might go. Bailey Zappi might wind up going undrafted. The way these quarterbacks are not flying off the board at all. Someone like Bailey Zappi may not even get drafted. Wow, this is fun. This is interesting. I'm so glad to see the quarterbacks not getting the love this year. I'm so glad to see that. I'm so sick of quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not going because, I guess they're just not valued, of course. But I'm glad to see that teams are not, you know, bending over backwards to get these quarterbacks. Wow. Wow. Got a lot of good talent still out there, man. What a fun draft this is. What a fun draft. Justin's driving at work. How many more picks until the Colts are up? Let me see, Justin. Let me see. Let me scroll ahead. Right now we're up to, let's see, the Bengals pick is in, and I'm not sure what number that is because I'm doing it. Okay, so it's pick 28 in the second round. Cincinnati, the pick is in. We're waiting to see what that pick is in. Just what that pick is, Justin. We're at pick 28 in the second round. That's the 60th pick overall. So then you got San Francisco, Kansas City, Buffalo will be the first pick in the third round. Denver. You know what, Justin? I'm not sure. Um, the Colts are probably. It's only letting me look like 5 picks ahead. Oh, let me view draft order. Okay, bear with me, Justin. Bear with me. Bear with me, buddy. Let me get you that info. Let's see. You know what? Funny, it's not Justin. I'm unsure. I'm tracking it on NFL.com, and it's not making me look. It's not letting me look past pick 64. Right now, the Bengals. The pick is in. We're just waiting for the pick. This is pick 60 for the Bengals, and it's not letting me look past pick 64. And it's the Colts are not in the next 5 picks. Right now, it's the Bengals and then the 49ers, Chiefs, Bills, Broncos, and the Broncos will be the last pick in um, in the second round. So I'm unsure. Let's see if I can toggle to round 3. All right, you know what, Justin? Here we go. I'm sorry, I can toggle to round 3. So we got 5 picks right now left in the second round. NFL.com is taking its sweet time. Come on, NFL.com. What's up, man? The wheel is turning. All right, Justin. I'm working on getting you that answer, my friend. Justin says, "No worries, buddy. Sounds like it'll be a while. I will have time to make my next stop before they are up. We are all good." But Justin, hang in there 1 second. I do want to get that answered. But the wheel is turning. Okay, here we go, Justin. The Colts' next pick right now, unless they trade up, is pick 9. It's pick 73. So their next pick is right now is pick 9 in the third round, that is, and that's overall pick 73. Right now, we're at overall pick 60 for the Bengals. So you got 13 picks. But I'll tell you, Justin, these picks have been flying off the board, man. Okay, Bengals got Cam Taylor Britt, safety out of Nebraska. He actually can play some cornerback. This guy's got some flexibility. Nice pick. Good pick here for Cincinnati in the second round. Cincinnati pick 60, and that was overall pick 28 in the. It was pick 28 in the second round, overall pick 60. They take Cam Taylor Britt, safety out of Nebraska. He can actually play some slot corner as well. So he's going to give them some versatility. Let me change my banner over here. Bengals, the AFC, the reigning AFC champion, Cincinnati Bengals. Whoever thought we'd be saying that in our lifetime? All right, Bengals, safety, Cam Taylor Britt. Nice flexibility. Like I said, safety who can play some cornerback out of Auburn, I believe. Let me do my ticker. There we go. Looking nice and professional. Our 49ers pick is in. Justin, I'll tell you, man, you before you your pick might be in. They're like the Colts have like 12 picks to go, but I'm not sure how long your ride is, but these picks have been flying off the board, Justin. They're not fooling around. These teams, the NFL teams, seem to have real commitment right now. 49ers pick is in. Who are they getting? Who are they getting? Let's see. Who is that? Why are they showing a guy with the? Oh, they're showing Brees Hall. Okay, yeah. So earlier, they're just showing when Brees Hall was drafted earlier in the draft. The Jets had traded up to get Brees Hall. Jets are adding a really nice stable of putting together a nice stable of young running backs. They got some. Look at the Jets, man. Look at the Jets. They've got the young quarterback. They've got some young wide receivers now. They got Elijah Moore last year, who's going to be a great number two to their number one wide receiver they just drafted in what's his name from Ohio State. I'm brain farting on him, but probably the top wide receiver prospect of this year's draft. They got him, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, not Olave, but the other guy. I'm just brain farting on the name. So the Jets now have a legit one and two wide, a legit number one and number two wide receiver, and they've got two really good running backs back to back years. Really impressive. I wonder if the Jets in the third round, I wonder if they go with one of these impressive receiving tight ends like Greg Dulcich, or Isaiah Likely. I wonder. They're really building up that. I'll tell you, they could use some more offensive line help though. The Jets, they really could. I'm not sure how many picks they have left. Let me see. All right, so all right, the 49ers pick is in. Ooh, Channing Tindall, good linebacker, still out there. Perry and Winfrey, a really good defensive tackle out of Oklahoma, is still out there. Um, I remember seeing in a lot of mock drafts Perry and Winfrey going like back end of the first round. I thought that was too high, especially for defensive tackle in this draft. This is a really good defensive draft class. Don't get me wrong, but given all the other cornerbacks and edge rushers and linebackers out there, I thought that was way too high for Perry and Winfrey. And I thought he was like the fifth or sixth best defensive tackle in this draft. But if you get Perry and Winfrey at this point in the second round, it's good value, in my opinion. Okay, 49ers pick is in. 49ers pick is in. We're just waiting. And we know it's not going to be quarterback. Man, who are they going to get? Let's see. Let's see. There's some good running backs that I can't see the 49ers using a second round pick on a on a running back. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. They could go offensive line, the 49ers. Could go wide receiver. Could go wide receiver. They could also go tight end too, because George Kittle is kind of like an injury waiting to happen. Yeah, they could also add, man, they could add defensive help too. Let's see. I've had so little feel this for this year's draft in terms of who's going to go where, as opposed to the previous 2 years. I was very, very good at picking Drake Jackson. Wow. Okay, here's another edge. Why are they doing this? I'm watching this on ESPN. They've got Drake Jackson listed as a linebacker. This dude is an edge. He's not a linebacker. He's not an inside. When I hear linebacker these days, I hear inside linebacker. This guy is an edge. Drake Jackson out of USC has very, very high upside. Uh, I know the big knock against him apparently, and I don't know all that much about him. I haven't watched him play. I did read up on him. The big knock against him was his apparent alleged uh, drive, like his motor, like apparently he took some plays off. I don't know. I don't know that. But this guy, he's tall. He's pretty big for an edge. This guy. I'm watching highlights of him right now. He's a tall dude, long arms, really long arms. Um, and he's going to an impressive defense. So, like, I'm not that crazy about the guy personally. I mean, I think second round is fair value for him. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to a team that's already a good defense that has a better chance of unlocking his potential. So he's already going to a good defense. So there's not going to be all that much pressure on him. Second round, that could unlock that could like really unlock his potential. Chiefs pick is in, man. I can't even keep up with my batters because these picks are flying off the board. All right. Chiefs are they're announcing their pick right now. Brian Cook, safety out of Cincinnati. Okay. All right. All right. Man, good pick. Good pick. Ooh. I hope we still have the safety out of Maryland, who I really like a lot, who's still available. I'd love him for my Giants. I would love him if he could be there in the third round. They need some safety depth, and he would be really good. I'm brain farting on Nick Cross. Nick Cross out of Maryland. Nick Cross to me is like, and I'm hoping he's there for the Giants in the third round. He's like a Kyle Hamilton light. He doesn't have that length, but he's that type of center fielder. But right now, Brian Cook, safety, goes to the Chiefs. And let me update my banner. Safety, Brian Cook. Okay. Okay. He's got a little hammer in him, this guy, Brian Cook. He's got a little hammer in him. Wait a second, Justin, I just realized you said you're driving, but yet I'm getting these messages from you. Justin, are you texting while you're driving? That's okay. I fully encourage it. As long as you're participating in the show, texting while you're driving is totally a-okay. Totally a-okay by me, buddy. And anyway, if you are, your secret is safe with me. It's safe with me and our millions of viewers. Justin says he wants a left tackle or tight end Greg Dulcich for the Colts next. Well, I got bad news for you because the Giants are taking Greg Dulcich. Stay away. Stay away. I love Dulcich. It's okay. Justin, your secret is safe with me and our millions of viewers right now. It's okay. And after this recording's over, I'm gonna delete it anyway and burn the videotape. All right? All right, buddy. Okay, so pick is in for the Bills. Look at this. I can't even keep up. I gotta get my banner up. I'm so horrible at multitasking. But most men are, right? My wife reminds me of that all the time. But when I'm focused on something, nothing gets by me. Let me focus on one thing, nothing gets by old Joe. That's right. All right, so the Bills pick is in already. I love this. Is awesome. I love how these picks are just flying off the board. Yeah, it's funny. They're showing Alec Pierce at the Colts. Justin, assuming you're still listening, man, I so love that Alec Pierce pick. I really, really do. I think I love him. I really do. 6'3", 211 pounds. The guy's got really good hands. I love that pick. I really do. I love Alec Pierce. I would have taken Alec Pierce over Wendell Robinson for the Giants. I would have done that. And I like Wendell, don't get me wrong. I would have taken Sky Moore over Wendell Robinson. Um, maybe George Pickens, probably maybe George Pickens scares me because of his supposed attitude issues and getting into fights. But yeah, I do think George Pickens might have taken Pickens over Robinson as well. But Alec Pierce, hands down, no doubt, I would have taken over. I would have taken for the Giants over Wendell, and I'm not down on the Wendell Robinson pick. I like him a lot. He's exciting. He's exciting. Kind of reminds me of Kadarius Toney, which who knows? Maybe there'll be a trade of Kadarius Toney before the night's over. We'll see. We shall see. But Wendell Robinson kind of reminds me of a smaller version of because he is smaller. He reminds me of a smaller version of Kadarius Toney. He's also he's a guy who's if you get him open if you get him in open space, he can take off. He's really hard to catch. He's slithery like Kadarius Toney, and he can run the ball too. I mean, obviously he's a small guy. He's not a guy who's gonna be pounding the ball, but like he can as a running back, but he has put up yards on the ground as a running back. Um, so he reminds me of kind of like Kadarius Toney light. So I don't know. It might not be out of the realm of possibility that Tony does get traded in this draft. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just spitballing. That's all. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got going over here? Okay, so yeah, Chiefs. Brian Cook, safety, last player taken. The Bills pick is in. We're just waiting for it. I hope Rich Gonzalez, our in-house Raiders fan, Rich Gonzalez, aka Frito Bandito, very popular contributor here at the show. One of my great colleagues. He is a big-time Raiders fan. He actually lives. He lives in in the Texas area. I'll just say that he lives like in the South. He's originally from California. Big-time Raiders fan. He's actually in Vegas this week for work. Perfect timing. Rich Frito Bandito's in Vegas for work this week, and he must be having a great time soaking all this in Vegas, the hometown of his favorite team, the Raiders. And he gets to watch this, so this is really cool for Frito Bandito. Must be having a great time. Bills pick is in. What is it? Did they take James Cook? All right. Bills finally got a friggin' legitimate running back. Holy cow. Unbelievable. James Cook. He was a guy I kind of wanted for the Giants, but it also makes sense that the Bills were interested in him. I've heard Cook's name associated with the Giants a lot, uh, but the Bills taking him makes sense too because, well, number one, they needed a running back. Number two, the Giants general manager just came from Buffalo. So you know, the two GMs probably think very similarly. But James Cook, I'll tell you, he may have been going to the Giants with their first pick in the third round. I wouldn't have been surprised at all. And I do think he's legitimately one of the better running backs. I'm surprised he went ahead of Isaiah Spiller. Um, this guy's a good weapon. Good pick by the Bills. Good pick by the Bills. They needed a more legitimate running back. And it's funny because people don't see him as like an every down running back. I do. I see James Cook as an every down running back. I wouldn't want to, when I say that, I wouldn't want to see him going Derrick Henry and getting 30 touches a game, but I think he could do, 18 carries a game and be like the number one running back. Um, Maybe 15 carries a game, but I could see him being the legit RB1 on this team and being a guy who can legitimately get over 1,000 yards a season on the ground. I think, I believe in him more, I think, than most experts as a more of a bulldog running back, a guy who can really be a legit RB1. I think Buffalo just got that. Okay, so let me change my ticker here. Bills, the Broncos pick is in. Wow. Bills, RB, James Cook. My man, who I want for the Giants, James Cook. I love James Cook. Nick Bonito just goes to the Broncos. I'm really not as high on Nick Bonito as many other people and experts are. My thing with Nick Bonito, he's interesting. He's interesting. I like him more somewhere in the middle of the third round. Thing with Nick Benito is that he's more to me. He's more like a jack of all trades guy, expert at nothing. That sounds a little harsh. He's more of a jack of all trades, expert at none type of guy. So it's a question like where are you going to play him, which is also good too because he is versatile. He can play on the inside, he can play on the outside, he can rush the passer. Um, I think there's some other guys that would have taken over Nick Bonito, but he's going. But it's the same thing with Drake Jackson. He's going to a defense that's already good and stocked, and so it'll make life easier for him as well. So you know what? No, you know what? I'm wrong. I think Jaguars pick is in already. Wow. Okay, so Nick Bonito, Broncos. I'm saying edge. Nick Bonito. They call him linebacker. He's an edge. Okay, Jaguars pick is in. Is this the first pick of the? Yeah, I guess this is the first pick of the third round. Okay, you still got a lot of good picks out there. A lot of good picks. All right, where's the draft tracker? What am I doing here? Where's the draft tracker on NFL.com? What's going on? I think we've entered round three, guys. Pick 65. Yeah, that should be the first, and it's the Jaguars. This should be the first pick of the third round. All right, guys, you know what? I'm going to call it a night. I'm not going to do the third round after all. Um, there's a lot of good players out there. Yeah, Nick Cross is out there. Tariq Woolen. I'm just giving you a heads up. Tariq Woolen, cornerback out of UCLA, I believe. This guy has got incredible talent skills. Tariq Woolen. I'm just giving you a heads up. This is a guy who's one of the better cornerbacks still out there. This is a guy who's going to need like a year at least to grow into the NFL game. But Tariq Woolen, cornerback out of UCLA, he has got an incredible skill set. He could wind up being a shutdown corner. Um, Tariq Woolen. I'm just saying, keep an eye on this guy. He's probably the best cornerback left in the draft. So I like that guy a lot. He is not going to be an instant starter. He's very raw. So, but Woolen is out there for the third round. I think third round is perfect value for Woolen. Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland. What a great time to get Nick Cross. He is Kyle Hamilton light, in my opinion. I love the guy a lot. He is a center fielder in the true sense of the word for free safety. Look out for Nick Cross. There's so much good value. Greg Dulcich. Wow. Wow. Nicole B Dean is still out there. He has a torn pec. That's okay. You're getting Nicole B Dean in the third round. I don't care if he's got to miss this rookie year. You're getting if you get Nicole Dean in the third round, and we're in the third round now, that is incredible value. Leo Chanel is out there. I love Leo Chanel. You got Chad Mumma who's out there. I'm not as high on Chad Mumma as Leo Chanel, um, but man, you got some good linebackers available. Travis Jones, defensive tackle out of UConn, still available. I like that for third round. Travis Jones was being mocked a lot, very often in the early second round. I didn't like that value at all. I did not think he was worthy of going early in the second round. And I'm also not crazy about UConn talent either. So I'm glad that Travis Jones did not go in the second round. Third round, good value for Travis Jones. You got a lot of good defensive tackles out there. Hey, man. Justin, have a good night, brother. Get home safely. And yeah, I'm going to sign off in a second. I'm going to see who the first pick in the third round is for the Jaguars. But Justin, your Colts are going to be picking fairly soon, man. You better get home. All right, the pick is in for the Jaguars. This is the first pick of the third round, and then I'm going to sign off. Let's see. I hope they don't take Nick Cross. I'd love for my Giants to get Nick Cross. I'd love for them to get Nick Cross. But so much good talent out there. Let's see. Who do they get? Okay, Luke Fortner, center out of Kentucky. Good job, Jaguars. I like this guy a lot. A very under the radar player. This is a guy who steadily climbed the boards over the past month and a half. Luke Fortner out of Kentucky. Kentucky has had one of the best offensive lines over the past few years. They have been really adding a lot of talent to the NFL from the offensive line. Luke Fortner, center, nice pick. Jaguars are having a really good draft. Center out of Kentucky. I like him a lot. I would have been really stoked if my Giants got this guy in the third round. I had my eye on him for the Giants in the third round. I'm not surprised he's gone because the Giants do need to add more than just. I'm glad they got Neal with the number 7 pick in the first round. Uh, they need more. My Giants need more on the offensive line. Just walking away with just another starting tackle is not enough. They need either another guard or a center. Luke Fortner would have been great for the Giants. I would have not complained if they took him. Vikings pick is in already. Man, I don't know. Justin, you're not getting home until 2 or 3 a.m. What are you driving home from Vegas? Were you hanging out with Frito Bandito in Vegas? All right, I don't know. Maybe I'll stick around for the third round after all. Keep Justin some. Oh, Brian Asamoah, I forgot him. Man, oh, good pick. Brian Asamoah, linebacker out of Oklahoma, goes to the Vikings with the second pick overall in the third round. You know what, Justin? I think I'll stick around and do the third. I'll do the third round, man. These picks are flying off the board. Brian Asamoah, great value. This guy could have went. No, you know what? He's perfect in the third round. Perfect value in the third round. Brian Asamoah. Ugh. When I was doing my mock drafts, he was consistently a guy that kind of have my eye on with like in the late third round for my Giants. I love this guy. Asamoah is a beast. Vikings, good job. Good job. Good job. Wow. It's funny. All right, the Giants are on the board. The pick is in. Wow. Guys, I'm not even fooling around with the banners anymore. It's too much to it's too much for me to keep changing. These picks are flying in. I hope the Giants didn't trade up. Is that where they were supposed to pick? Yeah, pick 67. That is where they were picking. Okay, good. Um, let's see who they get. I'd like another defensive player, whether it's a linebacker, safety, defensive tackle. You know what, Dulcich too. I can't take a tight end right now for the Giants. I can't do it. I can't. It's too early. Joshua. All right, Joshua. I forgot how to pronounce his name. I really can't tell you much about this guy. This guy was actually never on my radar. They did get a guard. They were listening to me. They got Joshua uh, Ezeudu. It's spelled Ezeudu out of North Carolina. They got a guard. I've been hearing this guy's name a lot actually over the past few weeks, but I didn't really do a lot of research over the past like week and a half, I should say. His name has just kind of been rising up the boards late in the game here. Um, so I can't tell you much about him. This is not someone who I have my eye on. I really didn't even read up on this guy, to be honest with you. I just started hearing his name more and more over the past like week and a half. And I did hear his name kind of linked to the Giants. Uh, I'm underwhelmed with that pick. I'll be in. The Browns pick is in. Uh, I'm underwhelmed with that pick. I would rather have gone linebacker, safety, defensive tackle. I would not have gone tight end at this point. It's too early. As much as I like Dulcich, I wouldn't have taken him at 67. Um, let's see. All right, so the guy's last name, who the Giants just got the guard, it's Joshua is the first name. The last name is Ezeudu out of North Carolina. I'm underwhelmed by that pick, I have to say. Shit, I might have taken Malik Willis at that point, to be honest, in the third round. But Leo Chanel being out there, uh, I don't think there's too much difference between the guard that the Giants just got, as well as some other guards that would be available later on in the third round or the fourth round. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they had their eyes on Luke Fortner and he went right before them. Yeah, this isn't a guy that I'm underwhelmed. I would rather have gone Leo Chanel, even Chad Mama, Nicole B Dean. Um, Nick Cross, safety. And the Giants do need more offensive line help than just the tackle they got in the first round. I love Evan Neal, and they do need more help at guard or center. But this isn't the guy that I wanted. This isn't the guy that I wanted. So I am underwhelmed. All right, I guess I can go back to doing banners. All right, so the Browns are Giants guard. Joshua Ezeudu. I mean, and this is nothing against Ezeudu. Like I said, the Giants needed additional offensive line help. It could not just stop with Evan Neal at pick number 7 in the first round. But uh, man, I would have taken Leo Chanel, Nick Cross, what's his name, Jones, the tackle, defensive tackle out of UConn. Uh, I think they could have gotten a guard in the fourth round. The Browns pick is in. It's commercial. We're just waiting for the pick. All right, guys. I'm just gonna step away for 1 second. Let me put up my Let me. The Browns pick is in. We're just waiting for the pick. Let me put up my banner. All right, guys. I'm just taking a quick. I'm gonna walk away for a second. Justin, if you can hear me, I'm just walking away for just for a minute or two. I'll be back. So Browns pick is in. It's commercial. Waiting for the pick. For my millions of viewers out there, my millions of listeners, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Go Dylan Parham out of Memphis. That's a guy I would have taken over the guy that the Giants just took. Dylan Parham. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm just taking a little break. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, the Jaguars have taken Chad Muma, a linebacker, good promising linebacker out of Wyoming. Um, let's see. I gotta catch up here. Okay, so far, oh, okay, we have, yeah. So, all right, so I left off with the Giants taking Joshua Ezeudu, I'm sorry, I think it's Ezeudu, Ezeudu, guard out of North Carolina, who's actually flexible. The guy's played tackle, guard, I think maybe some center as well. I would have went another route. I would have went with Dylan Parham out of Kentucky myself. After that, okay, Martin Emerson, cornerback, CB, goes to Cleveland. Nice pick. Good value in the third round, Martin Emerson. High upside with that guy. Tennessee took one of my favorite tackles in the draft. Third round, great value. Nicholas Petit Frere out of Ohio State. Tennessee got him. I like him a lot. Okay, Jacksonville took Chad Muma. I think one of the top remaining linebackers on the board. You still have some good ones out there. I really wish the Giants would have taken Leo Chanel there. I think they could have waited to get an offensive guard. And I do want extra offensive line help for the Giants. You can't just walk away from this draft with only Neal because they need more help on the interior. But man, I think Christian Harris is still out there. Brandon Smith is still out there, linebacker. I really want a linebacker for my team, man. We never, ever, ever draft good quality linebackers, and there's some good ones available. Um, yeah, the secondary guys, the cornerbacks and safeties are flying off the boards, I should say, deservedly so. Um, I did not like that pick for the Giants in beginning of the third round. Our Bears pick is in. Chris's videos, if you're out there, the Bears pick is in, and let's see. And all these quarterbacks beginning of the third round are still out there. Holy cow. That's amazing. Mel Kiper's best running backs available. Pierre Strong, Damian Pierce. I can't believe he's got those two running backs ahead of Spiller. That's crazy. I wonder if the Bears take a running back here. I wonder if they take a running back. They could use another running back. Please don't take Leo Chanel. Velus Jones, wide receiver from Tennessee. Okay, all right. All right. Velus Jones, wide receiver out of Tennessee, goes to the Chicago Bears. Okay. Let's see. On the board now will be Seattle. Let's see. We change the banner. I've Velus Jones Jr. His name has been rising up the boards recently, and here he is going in the third round to the Bears. Okay, pretty cool pick. Pretty cool pick. Pretty tall dude. Pretty big dude. It's a nice pick in the third round. Velus Jones Jr. Wide receiver from Tennessee. Okay, he's pretty big. He played USC and Tennessee. He's coming out of Tennessee, but I guess he was a transfer from USC. Seahawks are on the clock. Let's see. And then the Colts. Justin, your Colts are the Seahawks pick is in, and then the Colts pick. If you're still out there, Justin, blink twice if you're still out there, Justin. I think after the Colts pick, I think I'm going to call it quits. The Colts have two picks coming up soon. The Colts have pick number 9 in the third round, which is next, and then they've got pick 13 in the third round. Okay. Okay, so the Seahawks pick is in. We're just waiting for the pick to be announced. It's a commercial. So yeah, been an interesting draft, guys. I gotta say, really interesting. I think only one quarterback taken so far. I guess there is not going to be any run on the quarterbacks. Unbelievable. I think what's going on with the NFL with a lot of these quarterback retreads, if you will, getting the second chance at life, like Sam Darnold, uh, Mitch Trubisky. You've got Baker Mayfield still out there waiting for a new home to be traded from Cleveland. If anyone's, I mean, I think Baker Mayfield would be a good trade if it's not like if a team's not giving up too much. Um, but you've got these, quarterbacks getting like a second chance, uh, who who've been in the NFL now. They know the NFL, and it makes sense. Unless you have like a real conviction on these quarterbacks coming out of college, it makes sense to give some of these other guys like Sam Darnold, put him in a better situation, um, and they may do pretty well. Sam Darnold had a really good start last year, and it was against crappier defenses. It was against crappier teams, but really when the wheels started falling off for Sam Darnold was when his own team started getting injured. He started, and it all happened pretty quickly, and at once. It was pretty early on in the season. By like week 4, I think, they started getting some key injuries, and that's when the wheels started coming off for Sam Darnold and the Panthers. Um, you've got Carson Wentz as another example. I thought Indianapolis got rid of him too quickly, to be honest with you. I thought he took too much blame there. Yeah, I know he didn't play well at the very end, but also he didn't play well in the beginning, and I think you could chalk that up to getting used to being in a new offense. You know, like he didn't play all that great. He didn't play that poorly, but he didn't play that great like the first 3 weeks. And they lost those first 3 games, I believe, against good teams. After that, he played well, and the Colts played very well. They did crap the bed at the end of the season, especially those last 2 games, and especially the last game against the Jaguars. And he didn't play well. I agree. That's obvious. But I thought they should have given Carson Wentz one more year. But anyway, they traded him to Washington. Um, and listen, I think Wentz is a quality NFL starter. I guess maybe he's never going to be elite, like it looked like he was going to be his second year in the NFL. Maybe he'll never be elite. Maybe he'll never reach that level again. I don't know. But I'm glad he got I guess a third chance. Now he's on his third team. But man, all right, Seahawks pick is in. Maybe it'll be Malik Willis now. Who knows? I mean, geez, at this point, if you're a quarterback needy team, you're not going to take a third round pick on Malik Willis for goodness sake, or even Matt Corral. Jeez, wow, that's crazy. So anyway, the Seahawks pick is in. All right, I'm going to change my banner. I hope it's not Leo Chanel. Abraham Lucas, offensive tackle, Washington State. Okay, that makes sense. They also took Seattle. Wow, okay. They're taking rebuilding their offensive line seriously, which they didn't do the last few years of Russell Wilson's career with them. But they did take Charles Cross at pick number 9 yesterday, I believe it was, who was definitely plug and play starting left tackle. Um, they took him at pick number 9 yesterday, Charles Cross. Now they just took Abraham Lucas. Uh, High upside. This guy's got high upside out of Washington State. Um, I assume he'll be playing the right side. So they're rebuilding their offensive line seriously, finally, after they trade Russell Wilson. Okay, crazy. All right, I'll do the Colts pick, and then I'll call it a night. Okay, Abraham Lucas. So the Colts are on the board now. All right, Justin, if you're listening, the Colts are on the board. They're on the clock. Pick is not in yet, but the picks have been flying off the board tonight. All right, this will be the last one I'm going to do. The last pick I'm going to do. We're going to do the Colts. Let's see. Justin says he's back. Yeah, Justin, I decided to stay because all of, all of a sudden, before I knew it, the third round picks just started rolling in. I'm like, you know what? These picks are rolling and I'll stay in. All right. So the pick is in for the Colts, and it is please don't be Leo Chanel. Please don't be Leo Chanel. Take Dulcich if you want. Oh, Justin, congratulations. You got Jelani Woods, tight end out of Virginia. The dude is 6'7". You're probably familiar with him right now. You got Jelani Woods. I think he might be the second tight end taken off the board. This dude is 6'7" and 253 pounds. His middle name should be Red Zone Target. That should be either his middle name or his confirmation name. Red Zone Target. Jelani Woods. Congratulations. Not, this guy, wow. What showing highlights of this guy? This guy is he looks even bigger than 6'7" because his arms are so long too. Holy cow! So you got just to go along with Michael Pittman, Justin. You got you got Alec Pierce, who I really liked in the second round a lot, who I would have loved for my Giants to take instead, and you just got Jelani Woods. I'll tell you, Carson Wentz would have loved all these weapons, Justin. I'm just saying. I think the Colts got rid of him too early. But Carson Wentz could have used all these nice. Now Justin says nice. Now a left tackle with the last third round pick, and he'll be satisfied. I hear you. I think there might be some sleepers out there. Um, okay, yeah, you do have, and if you know what, I'll tell you what, Justin. I'll tell you what. I'll do you a solid. I know you guys are picking in like four. All right, second quarterback is off the board. Falcons took Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter is off the board. Wow. Okay. I'll tell you what, Justin, I'll stick around for the second pick for the Colts in the third round. The Colts are going in just like four more picks. No, three more picks. Atlanta Falcons just took the second quarterback of this draft off the board. They went Desmond Ritter, aka the Riddler. Um, Now Denver is going, and then Baltimore, and then the Colts. And then I'll call it a night. At this point, I just want all these teams to leave my Giants, Leo Chanel, and I'd be very happy. I really want a linebacker. I'm getting kind of a little annoyed that the Giants have gone. I'm very happy they took the edge rusher Kayvon Thibodeau, the number 5 pick. That's awesome. But they also need defensive help too. I really don't want to see a running back at this point. I don't want to see. I don't even think I want tight end to be honest with you. I'd rather see a lot of these picks being on the defensive side of the ball for my team, the Giants. We need a linebacker. We need a defensive tackle. We need safety. We need cornerback. You can't just keep adding just to the offense only. And I think the guard they took again, the guard they took in the beginning of the third round, uh, I think he probably would have been there with their second, third round pick. Okay, Denver has traded their pick to the Texans. Man, the Texans seem to be making a lot of moves. All right, Justin says, dude, you're awesome. I concur. All the experts, all the expert opinions are in, and they agree with Justin Stevens across the board. I am awesome. But yeah, man, nice. Jelani Woods, that is great, man. I'll tell you. Look at these weapons you have now. You got Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. Man, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce. I guarantee you're going to love Alec Pierce. I love Alec Pierce. If I love Alec Pierce, you're going to love Alec Pierce. The dude is big. He's 6'3". He's 211 pounds. Good hands, and he's a Bearcat. Uh, and they just got Jelani Woods. Dude, the guy is like 6'7.5". And with his arm length, the guy looks like he's 13 feet tall. Okay, Texans just took. All right, I'm sorry. Texans pick is in. It's not announced. Okay, but Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ritter in the third round. Okay, you know what? If you want an offensive tackle, Daniel Palele's out there. I'm not really into that guy. Um, who are some of the? Oh, Bernard. You know what, Justin? Bernhard Raymond is still out there. Bernhard Raymond is out there. He hasn't gone yet. That'd be really good value. Man, that guy was being mocked going in the back end of the first round, early second round. Here he is, Bernhard Raymond, Still sitting around in the third round. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, you might have beat me to the punch. I just saw your question. Yes, is Rain Man still available? He is. Bernhard Raymond is still available, and I would definitely take him over Falele. Falele is a big offensive tackle out of Minnesota. I think he's too big, to be honest with you, to play tackle. I think he's one of those guys who would have to transition to guard. I think he's just too big. The guy's like a mountain, kind of like a sloppy looking mountain too, to be honest with you. Yeah, Bernhard Raymond. But you know what, Justin, I like Rain Man. I like Rain Man. I think that's even better. All right, Texans pick is in, and then I think the Colts are up. Texans, listen, they could take a flyer on Malik Willis. I know. I think Davis Mills. All right, Texans took Christian Harris, very good linebacker, is off the board. That's a linebacker I would have loved my Giants to take, but the Giants never seem to believe in taking inside linebackers. Jesus Christ. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to use Jesus' name in vain. I don't like doing that myself. Um, only when I'm getting particularly frustrated. Good linebacker off the board. Christian Harris is gone. Houston, congratulations. You're doing a really nice job of rebuilding this team and moving on post Deshaun Watson and all the other talent you lost over the past 2 years. All right. So Christian Harris goes to. Let me change my banner ticker over here. Texans making moves. Texas. Inside linebacker, Christian Harris. I'll put that in my little banner over here. Okay, Christian Harris. Yeah. Okay. So Justin. Oh, Justin, I'm sorry. The Ravens are up next, and then the Colts. And then I'm going to call it quits for the night. But okay, Ravens are on the clock. Pick is not in yet. Pick is in. All right. Good job, Ravens. Make it so much easier for me. Ravens pick is in, Justin, and then the Colts. Justin, if you're still listening, if you can hear me, is Bernard Raymond the one that you want right now, the offensive tackle, or is there another position of need that you'd like linebacker or safety? I don't know what all the Colts needs are. Would you like Matt Areza, or do you guys have a good punter? I forgot. Or is Bernard Rainman the guy? Is he the one for you right now? Let me know. Blink twice if it's Rainman, if that's the guy you want right now. Just blink twice. Don't text. Just blink twice. But if don't worry if you don't answer. I believe Justin really wants Bernhard Raymond the most for his Colts right now. But the Ravens pick is in, and once that is off the board, then the Colts are up, and then we'll call it quits. Yep, Justin wants Rain Man from Austria. Hopefully, he's got a really great Austrian accent like Schwarzenegger. That would be great. If he doesn't, then you can't draft him. If he doesn't have a really good Austrian accent like Schwarzenegger, you can't draft him. I won't allow it. Yeah, Colts need some help on the offensive line. Okay, I hear you. I'll tell you, that would be really good value for that'd be really good value for you guys. I'll tell you, I could see the Ravens taking Raymond because I think the Ravens, the offensive line has gotten depleted over the past 2 years, and they were hurting last year. I think they had some injuries. The Ravens had a lot of injuries last year, but I think they've also lost offensive talent over the past 2 years on their line. That is, I could see them taking. I could see them taking the Rain Man as well. So basically, when Justin says he wants the Rain Man, he's saying that he wants Dustin Hoffman to be his left tackle. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should take Dustin Hoffman to play offensive tackle for you, Justin. At least not in the third round. Maybe sixth round, seventh round, undrafted free agent. But I wouldn't suggest having Dustin Hoffman play offensive tackle, not this early at least. Okay, all right. A little draft day humor, guys. A little draft day humor. I bring it all. I'll be here every night from 9:30 to 12:30 every night. Don't forget to tip the wait staff, folks. Don't forget to tip the wait staff. All right, so Ravens pick is in. Let's see. I think Justin liked that funny. Okay, Ravens are having an outstanding draft. Um, Kyle Hamilton, the best safety in the draft. You can talk about Daxton Hill, yes, yes, but I want a guy whose primary function, his best function, is covering center field out of a safety position. And Kyle Hamilton brings that in spades. He went to the Ravens. They got the best center in the draft in Tyler Linderbaum. And then who did they get in the second round? I forgot who it was, but it was another impressive pick. It was another really impressive pick for the Ravens. I forgot who it was, but I remember I was just like, wow, that's such a good rate. That's such a Ravens pick, whoever it was solid. It made sense. The value was awesome. I forgot who it was though. So we're waiting on the Ravens. That organization just drafts so well. I really gotta say. Uh, am I up to date on my banner, my ticker over here? Yep, Christian Harris, Houston Texans. Good job by you guys. I'll tell you, I couldn't have blamed Houston if they took one of these quarterbacks like Malik Willis, just in case, um, just in case things don't work out with Davis Mills. Davis Mills had a really impressive rookie campaign. People were expecting, they thought he needed to sit on the bench, for like a year because, he played well in college, but he really didn't play or start all that long. And he really only had like 1 year of good tape, on his resume. But they started him as far as I recall, day one, or just at least early in the season, and he got progressively better as the season went along. Davis Mills was looking really good, but in the third round, I could understand taking Malik Willis just as a hedge. But whatever, I like Davis Mills a lot. I think he's gonna be the real deal. Okay, Ravens selection is in. Justin Travis Jones, defensive tackle out of UConn. Great again, great value. Travis Jones was being talked about going in the beginning of the second round. The thing that worries me about him, and his name had been linked to the Giants quite a bit. I wanted nothing to do with him. Not in the second round. I'm not crazy about UConn talent. I don't buy into talent coming out of UConn. But this guy, a third round pick, this is really great value. Again, Ravens, they go value, and you can't go wrong when you're going value. They're restocking their defensive line. And don't get me wrong, I'm not down on Travis Jones. I just never bought into him being a top second round pick. Justin, the Colts are on the clock. And the way these picks have been, the pick is in, Justin. The pick is in. All right, Justin says, come on, Rain Man. He really wants Dustin Hoffman so badly. The dude's like 80 years old. I mean, come on, Justin. He'll be like an 80-year-old rookie. Come on. Come on, Justin. Come on, you know football better than that. All right, they're announcing the selection already. Holy cow. No hesitation on this pick. Please don't be Leo Chanel. Please don't be Leo Chanel. Be Bernard Raymond. Bernard Raymond, you got Rain Man. I swear to God. You got Rain Man. Justin, you got Rain Man. You got Bernhard Raymond. You got him. I swear to God. Offensive tackle out of what is it, Central Michigan? You got the guy. Swear to God. Huh. He's out of Steinbrunn, Austria. He's out of Steinbrunn. He comes with Tom Cruise. Justin says he comes with Tom Cruise. Holy cow. That's awesome, man. Tom Cruise could probably do some. Tom Cruise is in great shape and he might make a good running back. He might make a good running back. Yep. Justin says, hell yeah. Justin, isn't it a great feeling to get like the guy that you want at that pick? I'll feel that way if Giants get Leo Chanel. That's the guy I want right now. Cleveland is on the clock, unfortunately. They're very good at restocking on linebackers. Damn it. I don't even know when the Giants are picking next. I know. Oh, the Giants are like 3 picks from now. Oh man. All right, Cleveland is up, and then the Chargers, and then Denver, and then the Giants. All right, maybe I'll stick around for the Giants pick. Probably to be disappointed again. The Browns. Yeah, Dylan Parham is out there. Good guard from Kentucky. I'm surprised he's still out there. I would have felt better about. Oh yeah, Sean Ryan, another guard who can play tackle out of UCLA, still out there. That's good value in the third round. DeMarvin Leal, wow, he's still out there. Damn, that guy originally months ago, this DeMarvin Leal was being mocked as a top 5 pick. I wonder what happened that he dropped. I wonder if he got injured or he didn't test well or he didn't interview well. I wonder what it was. Man, when the Giants pick soon, it better be another defensive player. Whether it's Nick Cross at Maryland or Leo Chanel at linebacker. Tyreek Woolen is out there, the cornerback from UCLA. I like him, but he's raw. He's going to need some time to develop. I'd rather keep Bradbury at this point and extend him a year to alleviate the cap, to alleviate his cap hit this year. Um, shoot, let's see. I really want either Nick Cross or Leo Chanel for the Giants. They've added 3 offensive players right now, 2 linemen and a wide receiver. I'd like a tight end, but they really need some defensive help besides Kayvon Thibodeau. Justin says Tom can sit on Hoffman's shoulders and make one sizable player. You're right. You know what? You're right. It's about time GM started thinking out of the box like you, Justin. I love it. I love it. I love it. Stack 2 players on top. They'd probably be like 7 foot tall. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it, Justin. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. All right. Okay. Ooh, interesting. The Browns got Alex Wright, edge out of, or defensive end out of University Alabama Birmingham. This is a very under the radar guy. All right. Interesting. Good pick by Cleveland. Interesting. Man, he's a guy who I originally thought maybe would a team could steal like in the 5th round. I've been wrong about this big board all along the way. I mean, the lack of quarterbacks going has really screwed everything up, but the past few years, my big board that I just keep in my big brain over here under my Giants cap was really good over the past 2 years. This year, not so much. There were so many guys that are going in the 2nd and 3rd round that I thought would be available really like in the third, fourth, 5th round. Amazing, amazing. All right, so let me update the banner here. Yeah, I'm like 3 teams behind. All right, Alex Wright. Browns. Nice pickup, Browns. The downtown Cleveland Browns. Browns. Defensive end, Alex. All right, the tick. All right, why? What? You know what? Forget the ticker. These picks are flying off the board. Chargers pick is in. Who do they got? Oh, I bet they're going defense because they're pretty loaded on offense. It makes sense for them to go defense. The Chargers are picking, and then the Broncos, and then the Giants. It's a commercial yet again. Dulcich is out there. Amari Barno, linebacker out of Virginia Tech. That's not the linebacker I want. Dylan Parham, guard out of Memphis. That's the guy I wanted. If the Giants were going to take a guard at when they did in the beginning of the 3rd round, I would have preferred Dylan Parham. But I guess they want they want the guy who offers a lot of flexibility, who can play tackle, guard, and I think center. But I would rather have gotten I would have rather gotten a better pure guard in Dylan Parham. I'm still complaining about that, I know. And I wanted Alec Pierce over Wendell Robinson. Even though I do like Wendell, he's interesting. Um, I would have taken the Colts Alec Pierce. Heck, you know what? Honestly, jeez, I may have even gone with no. Well, I was gonna say maybe I would have gone with Bernard Raymond, who just went to the Colts. Maybe I would have taken him in the beginning of the 3rd round. Think about putting him at right tackle and putting Evan Neal at guard, and then Neal could be your starting guard and swing tackle. Because I like the idea of having that flexibility where you got 2 premier starting tackles, and then a guy like Evan Neal at guard, who, if one of your starting tackles get injured, Neal could be the replacement. He could swing. He could move over and become one of those starting tackles. So I would not have minded if they were going to go offensive line. I would not have minded if the Giants took Bernhard Raymond like the Colts just did in the beginning of the third round, and then stick him as a starting right tackle and put Neal at guard and swing tackle. A lot of good talent still out there. A lot of good talent. Chargers pick is in. Yeah, let's see. Justin says, "I'm excited about this draft, my Colts." Justin, you should be. You guys are doing, you're doing well, and there's so much that can be done even without a first round pick. And your Colts are really doing well. Justin, he continues to say they filled their three biggest needs and did not have to reach to get the players. Bingo, you're right, Justin. And all the players are solid at the position. Bingo, great move by Ballard. Bingo. You know what? You have a really good GM, Justin. You really do. And I agree. You didn't reach. The value was fantastic and it matched your needs. Chargers pick is in, and then the Broncos, and then my Giants. And then I got to call it quits. My throat is raw right now. Chargers, please do not take Nick Cross or Leo Chanel. Please do not. All right, the pick is in. They're going to announce it. Here's the thing with the third round pick, too, guys. The third round, you have the compensatory pick start. So it's not the normal, like the last pick, the last normal pick for the third round will be pick 96. Oh, okay. Chargers took J.T. Woods, safety out of Baylor. Nice player. Nice player. I would have taken Nick Cross out of Maryland, but I'm glad they didn't hear me. They took J.T. Woods out of Baylor. That's a good pick. Good pick. He's a good player. Uh, the thing is that you know what? He is out of Baylor. I'm not crazy about talent out of Baylor. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just I really don't like wide receivers out of Baylor, but it's not like Baylor doesn't produce any good talent. Don't get me wrong. It's really the wide receivers I never really like. But all right, they got J.T. Woods, safety out of Baylor. Um, I can't believe Nick Cross is still out there. Broncos are on the clock. Justin says you're a rock star, my man. I'm waiting for your Giants pick, and then I'm out too. Cool. We'll call it a night together, man. We'll call it a night together, hand in hand. Okay. Let's see. So Denver's on, and then Giants are on, unless the Giants trade back again, because they've made a lot of trade backs, which I love, because this is a deep draft, and if you can trade back, and there's still so many good players available. I just at this point, please get another. All right, Broncos pick is in. Broncos pick is in. Let's see who it is. Greg Dulcich. Greg Dulcich goes to the Broncos. Oh man, I love Elway. Elway builds. Look at the weapons that Russell Wilson has to play with. He's got two stud wide receivers. I'm brain farting on their names. He's got a decent running attack, and now he's got Dulcich to go along with Oh no, the other tight end was traded in the Wilson deal. Noah Fant. Noah Fant went to Seattle, but they got Greg Dulcich. I love Greg Dulcich. Quite frankly, I like Greg Dulcich more than I ever liked Noah Fant. Even coming out of even coming out of college, I was never all into Noah Fant. And listen, I think Noah Fant would have done a lot better with if Denver had been able to keep him and they and they if they'd been able to keep Noah Fant and pair him with Russell Wilson. I was just never a big Noah Fant guy, to be honest with you. I like Dulcich more than I ever liked Fant. I like that guy a lot. I would have been psyched at this point. The Giants pick is in. I would have been psyched. I want the Giants to go defense. I would not have complained if they took Dulcich. I love Dulcich. I do. Giants, please, linebacker, safety, not defensive tackle yet. Who? They took a cornerback named Cordell Flott out of LSU. I never even heard of this guy. I don't even know who this guy is. And they need cornerback. Don't get me wrong. They do. Um, I don't know who Cordell Flott is. Oh, Jesus. Whatever. All right. I guess we're not getting Nick Cross or Leo Chanel unless they trade back into the third round, which they could because they have a bunch of fourth and fifth round picks. But anyway, listen, I'm not just going to be satisfied with Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal. I got to say, like, I think they could have done better in the second and third rounds. I really do. So I don't think their Giants are doing a great job of matching up there. You know what? Listen, I'm not just being hard. I don't know anything about this guy. Maybe this guy is. I got to read. I'm looking forward to reading up on him. I never even heard of Cordell Flott out of LSU. Never heard of him in my life. Holy cow! You know what? Lesson to Joe. I got to do even more homework. I got to do some more homework next year. I guess I wasn't as familiar with some of these players as I thought. Let's see. Yeah, Judy and Sutton. Exactly. Denver has Judy and Sutton. Now they've got Greg Dulcich. Woo. They have a nice running back committee. Man, man. Elway does a great job of building up the rest of the team. D'Angelo Malone. Nice sneaky pick. Falcons. D'Angelo Malone. This guy is This guy is really good at getting the quarterback. He's an edge. They have him listed as linebacker out of Western Kentucky. He's really an edge. And his specialty is getting to the quarterback. He's very good at it too. Um, why do they have him listed as a linebacker? He's an edge. I mean, maybe he's an outside linebacker or whatever, but this guy's an edge. I don't know why they have him listed as linebacker. Pretty stupid. He's really good at getting to the quarterback. He's coming from a small school in Western Kentucky. This is a guy who impressed at the Senior Bowl, and he moved up boards, deservedly so. He's not a heavy guy, but he's fast and he's long too. He's long. Um, yeah, they still have Albert O. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They've got they're Denver is loaded at wide receiver, and they just added Dulcich. So, and in my opinion, I know most people disagree with me. I'm not a Noah Fant guy. Dulcich, I like him more. So, and they've got the running back committee. I love the way John Elway builds up their team. He is focused on not reaching for quarterbacks. Even Drew Lock, he took in the beginning of the second round a few years ago, the same year that 2019, same year that Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray went. He didn't reach for the quarterback. Drew Lock was a perfectly good um, value pick in the beginning of the second round, and he focuses on building up the rest of the team. And then when a premier quarterback comes available, whether it was Peyton Manning like almost 10 years ago or Russell Wilson this year, he strikes. So he goes for quality at quarterback. He doesn't go for crap. He doesn't take flyers on crap. Andrew Luck, like I said, Drew Lock was a good risk in the second round, beginning of the second round. Didn't work out. That's fine. You didn't reach for him. But now again, he makes swings a trade for a premier quarterback, just like he did with Peyton Manning. I think that was John Elway. Who did that like 10 years ago or 7 years ago with Peyton Manning, and now he just made the trade for Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson, like Peyton Manning, walks into a team that was ready to win that only needed a good quarterback. All right, Justin, and everyone else, the million of other viewers out there, I'm out of here. I'm calling it a night. The Eagles pick is in, but I'm done for the night. Guys, enjoy the rest of the draft. I may do some streaming tomorrow for round three. That was my original intention. But now I'm supposed to be. Now I had one of my oldest and bestest friends called me up yesterday. He'd like to get together tomorrow, so I'm probably going to do that. So I don't know if I have time to stream round three early on in the day. I'll do what I can. But guys, have a good night. Congratulations to all of you big NFL fans on all the players and the gems that you got. Justin Stevens is really proud of his Colts, and I agree. They did a great job marrying their need and value. No reaching there for the Colts. Great job. Guys, have a great night. Take care, everybody.